Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. Good evening, boys. Thank you so much for your participation during the class. So, in this video, I'll summarize all the important points that we have learned to this class. As you know, we have finished the story how the moon was kind to her mother. It's lesson number 5, unit 1, page number 14. We started from here that once upon a time, a long time ago, there were three sisters, the sun, wind, and moon, and their mother was a lovely pale star, right, far away in the dark evening sky. So one day, what happened that their uncle and aunt, Thunder and Lightning, invited these three sisters to have supper with them. Supper means the dinner with them, right? And their mother said that they could go. She would wait for them until they'll come back. She will not sleep, and told about that they will come back and they will tell her about their play and visit. In this picture, you can see, let me show you, this first one is the wind with the trailing grass, right? The second is a mother moon, and the third one is a sun. And fourth here is the mother star, and this one is moon, and here is lightning, and this one, the black dress, is thunder, right? So what happened next? Let us quickly review that they all get dressed. Sun in her gold dress, wind in her trailing dress, and the moon in wonderful gown of silver dress. And they went to the party, dinner party. It was a memorable dinner, right? The table was spread with the cloth of rainbow. Here you can see on the table the cloth of rainbow. Then there were ice creams like the snow on the mountain's top, and cakes as soft as white clouds, and fruits from every part of the earth. So we can see on the table the cakes, fruits, and ice creams. Right? So these three sisters ate a lot, especially the sun and wind. They were very greedy. They ate everything. But the moon was kind, and she remembered her mother. What she did that she hid a part of her supper in her long white fingers and take to the home for her mother. Then we have these three questions that who invited these three sisters to supper? Thunder and Lightning, their uncle and aunt. What did the three sisters eat? They eat the ice creams, cakes, and fruits from all around the world. And where did the moon hide part of her supper? The answer of this question is she had a part of her supper in her long white fingers. The story continues. Okay, then these three sisters said goodbye after the dinner to Thunder and Lightning, and they went home. When they reached home, they found their mother, the star, waiting and shining for them as she said she would. So the first mother asked, "What did you bring for me from the supper?" The sun tossed her head with all its yellow hair and answered. Tossed, what does it mean? Tossed. Before playing a game, we can toss that who will play first. So usually, toss your head. That means shaking your head. And answer the why should I bring you anything? I went out for my own pleasure and not think of you. So it was very rude. The son said to her mother, "Why should I need to bring anything for you? I went there for my own pleasure, for my own enjoyment." So it was the same with the wind as well. She wrapped her flowing robes about her and turned away from her mother. You see her dress, the dress of wind. Here you can see, all right? So what she did, that she wrapped her flowing robes about her and turned away from her mother. I too went out to have fun, she said, and why should I think of you, mother, when you were not with me? Again, the wind was very rude with her mother. that she didn't think about her. She said, why uh, should I think about you when you were not there with me? But it was very different with the moon, who was not as greedy and selfish as her two sisters. Moon, we know that she was very kind. She took some part of her dinner for her mother, right? So she turned a sweet face towards her mother, the star, and held out her slender hands. Slender hands, I told you, thin hands. These are the slender hands. You see the picture? These are the slender hands, thin hands, not fatty. These are okay. See, mother, cried the moon, I have brought you part of everything that was on my plate. I ate only half of the supper because I wanted to share with you. So nice of moon. The moon said, I brought everything that was in my plate. I brought half of my supper for you. Then there's a question number 4. How are the sun and the wind unkind to their mother? Here you can see the answer. The sun and wind were selfish. They didn't bring anything for their mother. Okay, carry on. So the mother put the food that her kind daughter, the moon, had brought her on her gold plate. She ate it and she turned to her three children, for she had something important to say to them. She spoke to the sun first. When the mother finished that food that the moon brought for her, she turned her face towards these three sisters, and she had, something very important in her mind. So first she talked to the son. That you were thoughtless and selfish, my daughter. She said, you thought only about yourself. From this day, your rays will be so hot and they will burn everything they touch. People will cover their heads when you appear. So it's a curse from their mother, right? For the sun, that your rays will be unpleasant for the people and they will cover their heads. And then that is why this day the sun is so hot and blazing, we can see. Then the mother talked to the wind. You too, my daughter, have been very unkind and greedy. She said, you will blown in the heat of your sister, the sun. No one will love you anymore. And that is why to this day the wind blowing in hot weather is very unpleasant. Here you can see in the picture that the people are trying to keep them safe from this unpleasant wave of heat. You remember, now that she's talking to the moon, you remembered your mother and you were very kind. She said, those who are thoughtful of their mother and others will be blessed. For all time, your light will be cool and calm and beautiful. As we can see during the night time, the moonlight is so cool, calm, and beautiful. You make the dark night bright, and all people will love you. And that is how the moon was kind to her mother. Furthermore, page number 12 from your activity book is your homework for today. And what you are going to do, you see the answers of these 6 questions, right? Starting from here. Who invited the three sisters to supper? Thunder and lightning invited the three sisters to supper. You are going to write all these questions in your notebook. Question number 2, what did the three sisters eat? There were ice cream, cakes, food from every part of the earth. And where did the moon hide the part of her supper? Moon hides a part of her supper in her long white fingers. Question number 4, how were the sun and the wind kind to their mother? The sun and wind were selfish and they didn't bring anything for their mother. And question number 5, what happened because they were unkind? The sun became so hot and blazing, and the wind blowing in the hot weather also very unpleasant, right? And then the last question, question number 6, how was the moon blessed for her mother? By her mother. Mother said to the moon that your light will be cool and calm and beautiful, right? There's also another question, question number 7 at the end, that you need to write the names of all the characters from the story. Look at the picture, then use the text to describe the characters. Here you can see, as I've already told you, these are all the characters in the story. So that's it for today, guys. Must write the question answers in your notebook. All these six questions, the seventh question you can write here on the book as well, and complete your homework, page number 12 from your activity book, right? That's the end of today's lesson. I'll see you in the next class. Goodbye.